Starting.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, welcome aboard. All right, this says week of May 11th quiz. So those of you that have been following along and doing our lessons, this will be a nice, easy quiz grade for you. And those that are not putting forth any effort, they will have a little bit tougher time. All right, so get a clean sheet of paper out, all right, and set up a little chart, and please show our work as we go through what would have been our quiz for this week, and try to work through it with me. Now, the first part of the quiz would have been pretty difficult because we had to figure out the class width with a low number of 12 and a high number of 88. Okay, so you guys are doing this old school with a pen and paper, I hope. Make sure your calculator is with you. So the first thing we talked about was we subtracted 88 minus 12, and then we divided it by how many classes we had. All right, so 88 minus 12 is 76. Thank you, Sam. We divide it by 6, and we got, I'm going to make sure because I can't read my writing the other day. I tried to goof you guys up. 76 divided by 6 is 12.67 repeating. Okay, and our width, if we remember, we rounded up to 13. So if this was a given example, our width would be 13 or our interval. So that's question number 1. So on this week's quiz, I'm going to ask you something from here. You're going to have to go back to your notes, maybe go back to the video and make sure you get the right answer. Okay, so that's number 1. All right, number 2, a totally different question. All right, totally different question for number 2. We give you the interval or class, we give you the frequency, and then we have to solve all this other stuff, okay, which was midpoint, relative frequency, and cumulative frequency. So the first thing we need to do is add up this column with these numbers and find out our total frequency. Sam, how's this reading to you? Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Okay. And so if you use your calculator and add these all up, and I'm depending on you guys to do this as well, you get 1,112. Now the midpoint we didn't do on our last homework. Midpoint is easy as long as you remember what to do. The midpoint, we're only worried about the class. So we take the interval, add it together. 0 plus 9 is 9, divided by 2. The midpoint would be 4.5. 10 plus 19. Sam?
Oh, 19.
No,
Oh,
10 plus 19.
29, 29.
29.
I thought you said 10.
Divided by 2, 14.5. 20 plus 29. How much?
49.
Divide by 2. Can you do that one for me?
No. That's 49.
24.5. It's always going to end up in 4.5.
Oh, yeah. I should have known that.
Okay. 30 plus 39 is 69. Divided by 2.
34.5.
And then last but not least, 40 plus 49 divided by 2.
89?
Divided by 2.
44.5.
Very good. So it's up to you which way you want to show all work. Do you want to add it or do you just want to do it in your head? That was our midpoint. Okay? Nice job. Relative keyword is frequency. Okay? So go to our frequency column and we just take 188 divided by this big number. So you do need a calculator today. Even on your phones you can use it. We don't need the grapher. All right, I had somebody need the grapher for law of cosines quiz. Divided by 1,112. Okay, our answer should be 0.169. All right, easy. Next one, 372 divided by 1,112. We get 0.335. 264 divided by 1,112 is 0.237. 205. 7 minutes at least.
Okay.
Warn me at 6.
Okay.
Try to keep you guys from getting too bored on this. 0.184. And then last but not least is 83 divided by 1,112. And you get 0.075. I believe that's repeating. All right. So that's your relative frequency. last but not least is cumulative frequency histogram, or column, I'm sorry. We start with 188. And what should this whole column add up to? 1,112. How do I know that? Because that's how much we have here.
Yeah.
So we take 188 plus 372, should be 560. 264 and 188 should be 824. 188, or 824 plus 205 is 1,029. Okay, and that's your quiz for this week. All right, so use this information. You will have to turn something in. I will let you know what it could be. This might be a clue to one of the questions on there. Don't tell anybody. Everybody knows what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sam?
Yeah.
What?
A banana.
How do you say that in French?
Banana.
Really? All right. Moving along. So now we're going on to our next one. Let's get you guys set up. I'll get the lesson started, and then we're going to cut you short. Okay, so today, 11.6, we're missing data. And Sam, I'm going to do this real quick. All right, I hear you. All right, our missing data. So now we talked about the teacher giving you your school average. So for 4 quarters, these are your averages. And what are we missing? And then this year, some of you are happy to know we won't have a final exam. But your dad or mom is going to buy you a new car if you get a 90 average. Okay? And you need to find out, what do I need on that final exam to give me a 90 average? All right, now before I do that, just review. A mean, we add. We got 347 divided by 4 is 87 final average. Well, I want that to be a 90 after the exam. So what we're going to do is take 85 plus 80 plus the third quarter plus the fourth quarter plus X. Now this is where most kids goof up. We divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, where's my eraser? Sorry guys, it's going a little bit longer than I like. What did we get a new car for? If we get a 90 average. So please, you could play around with your calculator all day long, or you could simply cross multiply. 90 times 5 is 450. Okay, and then when I add these all these 4 guys together, we got 347 plus X. How do you get X by itself? Subtract
Oh.
347 from it. And you would need 103 average on the final exam. So that's where we're going with our next lesson, focusing on part 2.